Hunter was great. Calling a flawless game, not quite sure what that means. Our guys really did a good job of executing the offense and executing the sets, and we were able to get the ball where we needed to get it. And Hunter did the rest. He was great last night. The way he took his time on the post and really got whatever shot he wanted.
We'll move over to Michael Cohen from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Howard. I was just curious, in a normal game when Juwan is with you guys on the sideline, what is kind of like the breakdown in terms of how often you call plays versus he calls plays, or how does that work in a normal game?
Coach Howard calls all the plays. If I see something, I would give him some input, but it's him calling all our offensive sets. So
in the stretch where you've been calling plays lately and calling sets, I guess, how do you try and get into a rhythm? Do you sit down and kind of say, okay, I'd like to try and get to this stuff early in the game if I can, or what's kind of your process of settling into a game?
I go into the game, having an idea, a game plan on what may be favorable matchups for us, or certain sets that I think will be successful depending on team's coverages, and pretty much go from there. Obviously, you have ATOs that you like to look at during the course of the game, but the flow of the game really dictates the direction that you want to go in.
Thank you.
We'll move over to James Hawkins with the Detroit News.
Hey, Howard, I guess just how much of an adjustment has that been for you, making all the play calls? Because, over these last 3 games, it seems like the offense has been running pretty smoothly with you making all the calls.
Obviously, it's been an adjustment. Not really have done it before at this level. I feel very comfortable in doing it because, me and Coach usually go over the things that we think will be successful or have an idea how we want to go into a game and what we're looking to use to attack a particular team.
We'll go to Andrewkhan with MLive.
Yeah, just kind of continuing on that. I don't know. I've always thought basketball more of a flow sport, compared to football. Are you guys calling something every time down the floor, or yeah?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Usually after made baskets is when we try to get into a set. But one of the things that Coach Howard has wanted was to let our guys be basketball players and let them go out and play. So usually on misses we have a certain number of plays that we can use or that the guys can flow into on their own that they get into.
Gotcha. And then unrelated, but Hunter said yesterday he visited Coach Juwan at his house yesterday. I'm wondering if you've had a chance to do that, or if it's just been some phone calls or texts, just kind of any insight into the communication between Juwan during this time.
I've talked to him. It's been totally non-basketball related, more than anything, just checking on him, seeing how he's doing. Obviously, this is a tough time for him. Knowing our relationship all these years. So, my interest in him is his well-being and how he's managing through this tough times.
And as far as that, I guess you said it's been a tough time, but he's doing, is it fair to say he's doing okay, I guess, if just for Michigan fans that are interested?
He's managing. Obviously he wants to be around, so that's tough on him.
Right. All right, thanks.
We'll move over to Zach Shaw with the Michigan Insider.
Howard, with senior night tomorrow, could you just speak to what Eli Brooks has brought this season? It was a 5th year. Not everyone took their 5th-year option, and kind of what he's been able to add to a young team like this.
He's been great. Things that he's been able to do. He's really has been another coach on the floor for us. His experience and his basketball IQ, being able to help guys in real time on the floor and get them into positions and let them know what they need to be looking at as far as from an offensive and defensive end. I'm not quite sure where we would be this year without Eli Brooks.
We'll go back to Michael from the Free Press.
Sorry, I was muted. My bad. I have a question about Frankie. Obviously he gave you guys really good minutes last night, and he's played, better the last month as he continues to grow as a freshman. I guess, could you sort of describe the challenge of learning and adjusting as a point guard when, maybe like perimeter shooting or jump shooting is something that he struggles with, and so teams can play him a certain way, kind of knowing he's not going to have that aspect right now, and what challenges does that present, and how has he grown into those challenges and developed ways to be successful?
For me, I think with having played the position and coached, it's probably the toughest position to learn, especially when you're going to different levels. So it's always been adjustment going from a high school level to the college level. The game is just moving so much faster. So him trying to settle into his game at this level, there's no way to predict how long that would take, but he's been working at it, and he's starting to seem, from my eye, he's getting more comfortable and more confident in his play and the plays that he can make on the floor.
Thank you.
We'll move over to Alejandro from the Michigan Insider.
Howard, apologies, my camera is not working today. But with regards to senior night tomorrow, and with Juwan not being around the program, logistically, what does that look like for you guys, and how are you coordinating that as a coaching staff to celebrate the senior class?
To be totally honest with you, we haven't even had the opportunity to talk about it yet. It's going to be different. It's going to be tough, for our seniors, as well as for coach not to be able to be present here and to see them their last home game. So it's going to be it's going to be a little different situation, but we will make the best of it and do whatever we need to do to send them off right.